Yo, what's up? This is Saladin Salam for King Corso, Conor Depressor, and Neapolitan Mastino Historical Talk. What's going on? Yo, you know I'm a dog enthusiast. Let me tell you how this situation got started with me doing what I do. Well, I was on other forums. Well, a friend of mine told me, he's like, yo, man, you know, they got these forums on Facebook and etc., you know, about people discussing corsos. So he showed me, and I was just breezing at some of the breezing through, seeing some of the comments that was being said. Really didn't like what I heard, so I decided to get on the forum myself. Got on the forum, and so everybody was showing dogs, etc. So I decided to show my old dogs, and you know immediately enthusiasts jumped on the aspect. Yo, I see that you like Rottweiler crosses. And it's like yeah, I like old school stuff. Ha ha, funny. So now to proceed on, I started making conversation with people. So people was bringing up Barcia, the Standard, and etc. And I didn't know who Barcia, Bullen, or Boris was on some real stuff. Back in the day, those dogs wasn't talked about. Real talk. Like, basically, the all-time favorite dog was Kokomo on some real stuff. But, they was like, yo, that's the foundation breed. He's the standard. He's the template of the dogs. Talking about Barcia. And actually, Barcia sucked. Far as with the Italian Standard, they saying that he was the best-looking dog of that day. But I don't believe that to be the truth. If Bullen is his real brother, and if Bullen was bred and made at the same time as Barcia, then Bullen is a better dog than Barcia, by far. Real talk. But you can never trust what those first recovery breeders are saying. Like, you can't trust that. So, it was what it was. So I learned. So now, people were still talking reckless about the American dogs. And I kept wondering why, like all these old school enthusiasts that have been in the breed for a long time wasn't defending the American dogs. And then something really crazy was said about Mike Satilli Sr. And that really pissed me off. Because it was like, yo, like, you guys only been in the breed for 5 to 6 years. And you act like you experts. And secondly, like, yo, I definitely know that a lot of the Italian breeders were sending over boxer crosses. You're mistaken, this and that and the third. And these guys were the top breeders and blah, blah, blah. So now, that put the fire underneath me. I started researching. So now I researched, and I started evolving. And it was like one particular dude on his forum, I was trying to help him out, so I was like asking questions and putting out information, actually trying to get other enthusiasts that was supposed to be the foundation for enthusiasts here in America to come forth and, give everybody a lecture, but it didn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of name calling, a lot of putting other people down and etc. And actually I didn't feel that. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is make my own forum. So I did. So now my thing was like, yo, well, I'm gonna call it King Corso Historical Talk. And this basically was trying to find out the facts. So now I started researching, and I started getting the facts, and a lot of people helped me, along the way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I did it solely by myself. So other people helped me, and we are where we at. You know what I'm saying? So I made a lot of enemies on the way, because as I was evolving, people started getting the fear factor, because now the truth is being manifested. Now all these other enthusiasts that I wanted to help me out in the beginning, now they starting to reappear and jump on board. Now Mike Satilli Jr., he got on and he started giving out information. So now, I had other enthusiasts really didn't too much particularly care for that, and they try to go in. So now my template of my forum was like, yo, you have to be very respectful. Like, yo, you want to let other people, you can speak your mind, but ain't no cursing. It's no wilding out. So people got to express themselves, so to speak. But then I had a few individuals that got reckless. Like I said, I started evolving, and I guess they were trying to hate, like on some real stuff. It was, I guess, racially motivated issues as well. You know what I'm saying? Because they said, they beg to differ, but I wasn't saying nothing that other enthusiasts didn't say, like on some real stuff. I just brung it forth. So now you want to argue with me, you want to kind of play chess, and then what they was doing was this one enthusiast was like putting batteries in their back. You know what I'm saying? And I knew what it was. So I had to eliminate them, like on some real stuff. They was out of there immediately on some real stuff. Because you're not going to talk reckless, you're not going to curse, and you're not going to wild out on the forum. I'm not going to let you do that. That goes for everybody. Like, real talk, I'm not biased with that. But nevertheless, though, other enthusiasts, show enthusiasts got on, and they thought they was going to run the show. They thought that they go try to, like I said, undermine me, and it didn't work out in their favor on some real stuff. And it wasn't that I eliminated them because they were more knowledgeable than I was. That wasn't the case. They were speaking information without facts. Real talk. Anything and everything that I got, I gave it up to you, and I show you where the sources what I got it from. Also, you know what I'm saying? I found it really ironic and funny because one dude was like, yo, he's a real nut job. Talking about me. I'm a real nut job, and that I'm saying that Corso's supposed to have a pincher bite. You know what I'm saying? Now, Leon, one of the foundation breeders, he's basically saying the same. He said the same thing. So like, you're not going off on the hip on him, but you know like you got an issue with me for saying that statement. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the point, I got dude's dogs. One dog, and he wouldn't have had a dog if it wasn't for me. And like I said, I met a lot of great people on this Facebook forum. You know what I'm saying? A lot of great people on and off Facebook. Real talk. So like I said, those individuals, I really appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Now, I'm a strong advocate on some real stuff. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with no kennel club, no association with no registries, etc. I'm all about this breed of dog, the Cane Corso. Now, the Neapolitan history wasn't correct in its entirety. You got to get other books to get that stuff broken down to you correctly. Like, real talk. Like, because what other enthusiasts will say, and you'll hear them, they be on Facebook, they be on bully documentary TV talking about the big sloppy dogs or the traditional dogs. That is not the traditional dog. So a lot of truths, like I said, had to be manifested, because I learned this from dealing with American bulldogs, because a lot of the history there was extorted and not told in its entirety, not told correctly. So I had to straighten a lot of things out with Corso. So when I learned, like I said, I gave it up far as where I got my information from. So now we definitely know that the Corso, right, is a Canada Depressor. It was called many names on some real stuff. Same dog, many names. And the dogs from mid Italy to the southern part, all the way into Sicily. Real talk. This where these dogs is at. Were they bred with other stuff? Yes, they was. On some real stuff. They was bred with other stuff. But in a nutshell too, you have your traditional bred type dogs, and that is the rustic type dogs. Sometimes people call those the Antiqua dogs of Italy, and those dogs are a straight-up muzzle dog. It doesn't look like a boxer. It doesn't have the look of a bull mastiff. It doesn't have the look of a Barvel. It has the look of, I could say, a canary dog, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when I showed a rustic dog, oh, those are canary dogs. They got to be canary dog crosses. See, like I said, a lot of information wasn't manifested, wasn't told. So now, I got some documentary movies that's on YouTube and show people, yo, these are the foundation breeders, the recovery guys. And look at their dogs in the 90s. Some of you looking at the dogs. I said, you don't really hardly see no boxer type of dogs. So that's an indication too that they were still adding in and still reconstructing. And then, you know, they were showing the DeMoss's article. There was this guy that I got his stuff posted up on the forum or two from Switzerland. I guess he's from Switzerland. He's from Europe somewhere. And he gave it up the way he felt fit about the kind of, you know, the corso. You know what I'm saying? Some things I agree, other things I don't. And again, like I said, I evolved and learned. The key of this situation is you gotta learn, man. Like on some real stuff. Stop taking the word of these enthusiasts in registries, kennels, etc. Yo, he bred dogs from back when. Look at his dogs. Look carefully now. Look carefully at his stock. Now, if his stock has altered and changed, and you ask a question like, yo, like, why did you alter and change? Like, what happened there? And he doesn't give you a proper explanation of why he changed, leave his stuff alone, man. Real talk. Oh, this enthusiast don't sell dogs to everybody. Big damn deal. Like in the beginning he did. So now, you know, like, again, his dog start taking the appearance of other stuff. Now he's not selling. Like, yo, come on, man. You know, like, I can't make this stuff up, man. For real, for real. And I started reading interviews with the dudes from the recovery aspect of it. And they're saying that they frown upon boxer type dogs. But yet, you guys bred that stuff into the dog. So how the hell you going to frown upon something and you did it? So now all these other enthusiasts that get into the breed, they following suit because of you. You started the trend. So now they following the trend, and now the dogs are starting to look extreme. Like I knew they would. Like on some real stuff. You can't breed to a boxer and think that you're not going to get those genetics back. Like, that doesn't work like that. So now you breed in a half corso, right, into a pure boxer or a bull mastiff, and you expect not to get other traits. Like, yo, come on. Like, yo, stop, man. So now we at the dilemma that we at now. So that, you know, people got different varieties and types. There's the hyper or molosoloid type, which is a boxer, bull mastiff, whatever the hell type of corso. And these are not traditional dogs. Actually, they're actually band dogs. But everybody has an issue with the color code scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? And so do I. Like, I got a real issue with that. Now, DQ colors, they's like, yo, you shouldn't breed the DQ colors and this and that and the third. Those people are not real dog people. Real talk. I'm going to say it again. They're not real dog people. So, yo, if you a newbie, you shouldn't listen to that. If the dog has the proper conformation, he has the proper temperament, and you have authentic papers stating that your dog is pure, then your dog should be bred. Like, real talk. Breed your dog, like, on some real stuff. Like, nah, but also, too, you got to get a health screen. Like, yo, for real. Like, come on. But then, like I said, if you pass all of that, breed the dog. Now, let's talk about dog breeding and how dogs should be bred. And this is a real controversial topic, and I'm going to expose a lot of people with this. Check this out. Hold on for a sec. Now, this is part